This episode is sponsored by Wiggle, a female-focused intimate wellness company that's all about supporting confidence, intimate well-being, and pleasure. As we get into the holiday season, I've been thinking a lot about what it means to give gifts that actually matter, things that help us feel good in our bodies, connected to ourselves, and supported in our well-being. Wiggle offers a thoughtful range of intimate wellness essentials and pleasure products designed with women in mind. Everything is high quality, body safe, and created to help you explore what feels good with ease and confidence. Whether you're shopping for someone you care about or choosing something for yourself, their products make it simple to prioritize your own well-being and pleasure in a way that feels empowering and personal. If you want to give a gift that brings a little more connection, comfort, or pleasure into someone's life, or your own, take a look at Wiggle's festive edit. You can find them online, and I think you'll love what they're doing. Their range includes accessories, condoms, candles, enhancers, fun for couples, kegel balls, lube, and massage oils. And remember, everything arrives in a discreet, plain brown box. Happy holidays. Hello, I am Eleni and this is the Mama podcast. And this is also the last episode of the year, because I'm packing up my microphones and going home to spend 2 weeks with my family. My plans involve resting, watching movies, listening to music, eating, drinking, baking and cooking, and basically doing my absolute best to stay away from my phone and the toxicity we are all faced with when we log on to various applications. I don't need it, and you don't either. Remember that. What we do need, however, is a little bit of a reset, a calm voice to soothe us into the new year, and some advice on how to achieve inner peace and also help our bodies and mind focus on what really matters. So today I have Demetris Iouliou, a very good friend of mine, with me at the studio. If you've been listening to this podcast since the get-go, that means back in 2019, then you will remember Demetri and the beautiful episode we recorded during COVID in the Athalassa Park. That was before I had a studio. I'll put it in the show notes if you haven't heard it. So Demetri is a yogi. He's a yoga teacher, and he's one of those people who believe in the power of breathing, being still, and feeding our bodies with goodness and healthy ingredients. A few years ago, Demetri decided to look into the power of mushrooms. Not those mushrooms, people. He decided to look into the power of mushrooms as a supplement for improved health. It sounds like the world of mushrooms is a magical one, with the ability to heal and maintain good health. So today on the show, Demetri talks about ShroomBar, his new venture, an online space where you can find various blends designed to support you if you're feeling drained and stressed in mind and body. He talks about how they work, the various ingredients, and what you can find should you decide to give them a go. And I really do recommend that you do try and give them a go. So this last episode is focused on our well-being. So I hope you do feel well and better after listening to it. Remember, you can contact me at eleni@georgiesmummy.com. Now, on with the show, on with Demetris. Right, Demetri, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
We haven't recorded in here, have we?
I don't think so. No.
Our
We did our first in the park.
Yeah.
Then we did a joint one with Eleni, which was at another studio.
Yeah.
This is the first one, I think.
So this is the first time, even though you've been here many
Many
times
times.
before. But you know what? I wanted you to come on the show again. First of all, because the first episode we did was, it was really embraced by people. They loved it. Don't know if it's the sound of your voice or the yogi in you. So yeah, just before the whole Christmas shebang starts, I thought it might be a good idea to bring you on so you can talk to us a bit about all the things you do that, to me, is a restful and relaxing inspiration.
Right, okay.
So you're here to inspire us to rest and relax.
To slow down.
Okay?
Yeah.
So no politics.
No football.
No football. We're going to do something different today, and I'm very excited about it. Right, okay, so let's start with your new journey.
Yeah.
Venture. Mushrooms.
Functional mushrooms.
Functional mushrooms. Okay, so I was going through the website last night, and I did notice that it's not just mushrooms. We've talked about ShroomBar so many times.
Yeah.
But I've never actually zeroed in on the word functional. So what are functional mushrooms, and what is the difference between the mushrooms that I know and everyone knows?
Okay, so basically we have our conventional mushrooms that we use in our kitchen as part of our diet, as part of our cooking and food, which offer us certain nutrition. On the functional side, okay, it actually dates back to traditional Chinese medicine.
Oh,
so it's not something that's new. It's something that in the East has been used, practiced, and taken for health purposes, and not just the physical body, but mind, body, immunity, emotions, you name it.
Okay.
There's a mushroom for everything, let's say. But the process is very different. So these mushrooms, once grown, are extracted either into liquid form or powder form. So this extraction process that takes...
So never eaten as we know.
They can be eaten,
okay,
but you'll get very different benefits. You'll get nutrition out of it.
Okay.
But you won't get the, let's say lion's mane, which offers neuro benefits in that it helps to calm the mind. It helps nerve endings to reform.
Okay.
You have reishi that calms the nervous system, helps with sleep. So,
we're going to get into the different kinds. So it's way more effective when it's grinded down to a powder. Yeah,
basically it's way more effective when the bioactive ingredients are extracted. Okay, so these mushrooms, the ones I'm actually importing in powder form, are grown in a natural environment, as they would naturally. In regions where they are known to have grown for many, many years. Harvested at the right time of year. So nature plays its parts in obviously creating them. In producing them with this amazing superpowers, let's say, that are then extracted into liquid or powder, either single or dual extraction, which a single might be a water-based extraction, and double might be water and alcohol. By doing a dual extraction, you're basically covering more of the benefits and the bioactive ingredients that are available. Once in the form of powder or liquid, you can then consume. So by consuming them, on a regular basis, like you would a supplement, let's say.
Yeah.
You're adding it to your diet. So in ShroomBar case, it's powder form. If you were to take an individual mushroom powder, you could add it to your smoothie, to your coffee, to your tea, to your yogurt pot.
Okay.
And it kind of masks the taste of the mushroom. So you're not getting this, yucky mushroom taste in your smoothie.
Not yucky to me. I love mushrooms, but I do, and I understand people.
So because a lot of people
can pick up on that taste.
It's like one of the first questions is, does it taste of mushrooms?
Yeah.
Okay, mushroom taste of mushroom, but once you stir it into a smoothie that's got maybe a little maple and banana and so on, you're not tasting it, but you're absorbing it into your body.
I think a lot of people, the extent of my knowledge with mushrooms as a replacement is when I used to do homeopathy.
Right.
And you're not allowed to have coffee or tea.
Okay.
And someone recommended this mushroom powder thing to replace my coffee, which was a disaster.
Right. Okay.
Because there was definitely that taste there.
Yeah.
I was trying to substitute it with something that I loved, which meant that it could not be replaced.
Can I interrupt? What were you actually trying to substitute? The caffeine?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
To have a beverage that I would prepare as I would have prepared coffee. But it wasn't masked in the way or introduced in the way that you're introducing it right now. It was just like this yucky brown powder that stinked and,
Yeah, I mean, so...
But because I've tried yours, like... There's no comparison.
Right.
Like it's completely different.
So I think from my experience being in the food industry, that I and the yoga side, that senses play a huge part.
Yes.
So your sense of smell, which is the most powerful, your sense of taste. So when I was creating the blends,
you knew not to watch out for this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're not going to enjoy it, you're not going to drink it.
Exactly.
I remember being a kid and being forced to have medicine that I hated, but if it tasted nice, not full of sugar, but nice, you
well, our favourite one was the most sugary one, wasn't it? We all know what that one was. You know what I wanted to ask you, though? For people who are wondering now, why mushrooms?
Why me?
Yeah, why did you choose mushrooms as the base of this new venture?
Right.
What was it that drew you to it? And did you have some sort of experience?
Yeah, I did.
With them?
Yeah, so maybe about 10 years ago, suffering with my lungs after a lung infection left a lingering weakness in my lungs. I was recommended cordyceps mushroom by my yoga teacher, and I started taking it, and I felt this almost support, a little bit more strength, a little bit easier to breathe, a little bit easier to clear my lungs. So my first experience was back then. I then tried a little bit of lion's mane, which is the focus, the cognitive one, which also helped me a lot at the times. And I was taking them on and off. And then as I exited my last company, round about 22, 23, I had already, I think in lockdown actually, started researching, started looking at trends, and realized that in the UK and the US, that these mushrooms were being taken more mainstream. So where in the past you would probably go to somebody who practiced traditional Chinese medicine for your acupuncture, maybe a little bit of cupping, and then they would recommend that you take a herb, a tea, or a mushroom extract. But now what I was seeing was that not only were these mushrooms available on shop shelves, Selfridges, for example, in London, but they were being combined with coffee, with cacao, to produce these elixirs that people can take every day and, you know, receive the benefits on a daily basis.
So the Chinese medicine hit mainstream.
In a sense,
and
yeah.
it seemed to be
in
doing
a way,
well.
In a way, I think what captured me, like maybe the final nail, was that I started to realize that what mushrooms offered were very similar to what I was doing on a yoga mat as well.
Okay, so it worked well.
Yeah, so I started to realize that there was a lot in common with yoga in that you have, you know, the mushroom that offers you calm. You know,
Maybe we should go into the different mushrooms because you mentioned them quite a few times. And the weird thing is that my son the other day, who's almost 15, I don't know again if it's something on social media, but he mentioned lion's mane.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's interesting because, you know, my friend, and I'll try and get you some maybe so you could try. So let's go into the different mushrooms, and we're also going to talk about whether kids can consume these or not. So, yeah. Shoot with the different mushrooms that there are. There's quite a few.
There's loads.
There's loads.
Yeah,
really, like literally loads.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you a little bit about what I've got.
Do they look different as well?
Do. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they do. I mean, very different.
Are there big ones and small ones and green ones and yellow ones?
It's called lion's mane because it looks like a lion's mane. You know, that's the Western. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, let's start with lion's mane.
Okay.
So we said cognition, calming the mind, helping restore, reform nerve endings. People that not only going through brain fog, but in some cases even more serious illnesses or diseases, early signs of dementia. I'm hearing of people being recommended lion's mane.
Okay.
So it's the most popular and probably the most used as well.
Can it also be used as a preventative measure?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You then had...
You mentioned brain fog, and my mind immediately went to menopause.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, a lot of them I would link and you know, be very comfortable in recommending it to ladies going
so that's something to look into. My lovely girlies who are going through their peri and menopause.
For sure.
Okay.
So if I go through popularity, then would come reishi. Reishi is the calming mushroom, so it can aid sleep. It helps the body distress. You know, if you are going through a very anxious time, if you are like I said, struggling to sleep, to rest, to calm, reishi's the one.
Okay.
So that is, you know, I think as we go through them, you understand one is focus, one is calming.
Yeah.
Cordyceps is energy, good energy.
Yeah, because I'm also going to ask you when it is appropriate to drink each of them. So let's go through what they do, and then we'll get into that. So cordyceps, which is the one that you were recommended.
Which is the one that I was recommended and was taken. Mm-hmm. So it supports your lungs, which you know, it helps you with good energy. Okay. You know, not a spike type of energy where you have it 1 minute and you don't the next. It's a very balanced energy. It supports your breath, which is obviously linked to our energy. And it's very appealing to those who are active and work out. So some people might like I said, throw it in a smoothie, pre-workout or maybe post-workout.
Okay.
It works well. You then have chaga. Chaga is like the immunity, immunity helps with inflammation.
Oh, wow.
It helps with, it's basically the one that I would recommend to people right now as we move into a new season. The weather's changing. These little sniffles and little bugs that are going around.
Yeah.
A little bit of chaga taken daily will really give your immune system a boost.
Okay.
Then is tremella. Tremella is also known as the beauty mushroom.
Oh, I've heard of that one. It's skin elasticity.
It has a lot of natural collagen, like a high level of collagen. So it helps the body hydrate from the inside out.
Fuck knows we don't do that.
No.
Whole day goes by and I'm like, did I drink any water? I didn't know.
Yeah.
You can you can feel it.
Oh, of course.
I think the older I get, I am more aware of the things that I'm not doing for my body, and it's almost like it's immediately screaming out to me.
Yeah.
Eleni, drink some water. Eleni, you need to calm down. Eleni, your skin is acting up. And so, can all of these be taken together?
Yeah. So
could I start? I'm with the new year or come Christmas, I decided that I really want to do a massive makeover in my life, in what I consume, mentally, and physically. Can I just go ahead and just start taking all of these together?
Yeah. So basically, there's a saying, it's stacking. When you're stacking the mushrooms and you're combining more than one mushroom. So yes, you can.
Okay.
But
what would you recommend?
What I would say before that is to always start slow though.
Okay.
So maybe start with one and then add a second one, as opposed to, throwing in 4 or 5 mushrooms straight away.
Okay.
They do cross over a lot as well. So, things like the immunity and inflammation and, 1 or 2 other serious benefits, you'll find in different mushrooms, not just one specific mushroom.
Okay. But there aren't any no-nos to combining them.
No.
It's not like skincare, because you can't combine this with that.
No.
You got to be really careful. So
you can,
okay.
Depending on where you're at. So what I've done with the blends that we touched, you mentioned the coffee alternative. If I can tell you a little bit about the blends.
Please.
So what I've done is I've created with these mushrooms and some plant extracts as well, 3 blends. So one is a proper coffee, a Peruvian specialty coffee.
Okay.
That has lion's mane for focus, has cordyceps for energy. It has some ashwagandha, which is quite calming. And then it also has some Bacopa monieri, which is a plant extract, which is also very good for cognition.
Oh.
Okay? So this is it's a proper coffee. It has caffeine in.
Okay.
But what you're getting here is a part of that measure of coffee that you would normally have has been substituted with mushroom extract and plant extract.
Okay.
So all of a sudden there is something more to your coffee that will give you a health benefit in return. Yeah, I mean, caffeine is good in proportion.
Low doses.
Yeah, depending on the person.
Yeah.
Coffee is good, but it depends on the coffee, because there's some serious different qualities of coffee that you could drink.
Yeah, and also I was going to say, like, you can feel the side effects of having too much of it.
For
like,
sure.
Immediately.
Yeah, that's the spike, isn't it, of the caffeine.
Yeah.
So this coffee shouldn't spike you so much because that caffeine hit is a little bit less, and then it's being balanced out by the mushrooms and the plants.
Okay.
So you then move to cacao, a raw organic cacao powder that has reishi lion's mane tremella.
Okay. Does it have a chocolatey taste?
It does.
It does.
But it's that raw, natural cacao taste.
Dark,
Yeah.
raw,
So
I like that,
it's very bitter.
Okay. Because cacao
is bitter. But it has a little less caffeine than the coffee.
Okay.
And it's a different type of caffeine effect to the body where you're not spiking. It's more flatline, balanced caffeine that you feel from a cacao. And it's also a heart opener. Cacao naturally has been known as a fourth chakra heart opener.
Wow.
Well,
maybe we should go around the parliament and the ministers and give them some there.
They need to open more than just the heart, I think.
Tell me about it.
So the third one...
And the third one? So far, everything has a bit of caffeine in it.
Yeah, whereas the third one is caffeine-free, which is carob, harubi. Okay, so it's, again, an organic carob powder with the addition of chaga tremella. It has some maca powder maca root, and it also has some rhodiola rosea, which helps the body de-stress and calm.
Okay.
So this one is the zero caffeine one. So someone like yourself having to stop coffee could start with the coffee one for a little less caffeine and the health benefits, then move on to the cacao. So again, you're reducing your caffeine intake. Yeah. And then finish on the carob, which is zero caffeine.
Zero caffeine. And these are the so-called blends.
Yeah, these are pre-mixed blends that are available in pouches that you can take home. You basically add...
So how do we prepare? Yeah,
so you add a little bit of hot water, not boiling, hot. You give... this is for the cacao and the carob. You give it a little whiz with your frappe machine. Okay. To dissolve the powder. And then you can top up with hot milk, cold milk, water if you want. Yeah, more water, depending on your preference. In the cacao, I usually add a little bit of maple syrup just to take the edge off the bitterness. Okay. The carob is naturally sweet, so you don't need to. And the coffee, I would say it's probably best served as in a French press. Oh. So French press, again, hot water, not boiling, as you would make your normal coffee. Okay. French press. And then, with milk, without milk.
And can we, a daily allowance? Should I be careful?
No, I mean, with the blends, I would say that, a couple of cups, you are more than fine, because the concentrate of the extract that goes into the blends is not a very high concentrate. Okay. The tins, which are the individual mushroom powders,
they're so cute, by the way.
100% lion's mane, again, for example, they are a very high concentrate. And when I say high concentrate, so maybe 15 to 18 kilos of mushrooms makes 1 kilo of extract powder. Yeah, so you're taking a very small dosage. You're taking like 2 grams. Okay. And doing the job.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Question. I was going to start with the nootropics. Yeah. But let's start with the adaptogens, because that's something that we hear about a lot. And I think a lot of people maybe don't have a clue what it is, what it does. So what are adaptogens?
So adaptogens are herbs, plants, mushrooms that help the body adapt to stress. Yeah, so they have to be clean, preferably, if possible, organic. They need to be obviously handled in the right way.
What is an unclean version of an adaptogen?
Maybe mixed with other ingredients to pad it out for making more money. Let's say, So check labels and make sure obviously it is what it should be. Yeah. So yeah, adaptogens help the body de-stress, bringing it back to balance.
Okay.
Nootropics is, it's the kind of known as the super mind drug because it helps with focus primarily.
Okay.
So like we touched on before, anybody feeling brain fog, your mind is cluttered.
Okay. So this is where the nootropics come in.
This is where the nootropics come in.
Okay. Well, hearing stress, focus, obviously that's probably all of us. But I did want to go back to the whole kids thing.
Yeah.
I've got a teenager who's obviously shown some interest in these ingredients, needs to focus, is quite stressed due to exams. Are they okay for kids?
Yeah. I would say, again, start slow. And I would probably say half a dose.
Okay.
So if we're taking a
And what ages are we talking about now? Maybe we should be a bit more specific. We're not talking about 6-year-olds, are we?
Listen, I wouldn't shy away from my daughter's 9. She's had a little serving of lion's mane, of reishi, in her smoothie. So yeah, a lesser dosage. It's completely natural.
Yeah.
It's mushroom. It's just extracted into a powder form.
Yeah.
If a kid is going through something, I would say just have a chat with the doctor first. Just to be 100%, to be 100% sure. I'm adding this to their diet. Is it okay? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Expect problems.
Yeah. But it should be okay for teenagers. I mean,
for teenagers. Yeah.
It's good. Organic. Why have I got organic here? Are these mushrooms organic?
Yeah, I mean, all the...
Do we care about organic anymore, Demetri? I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel that we went through this phase.
We did.
Now you're not hearing it all that much.
You're not. I mean, I'm using it because my supplier, who's the grower, uses it.
Okay.
In that his products are clean.
Okay.
So I've got it there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, price tags come to mind when I think of organic.
Yeah.
And feeding 3 kids organic is...
for sure. It's impossible.
Yeah, I probably need like a new mortgage or something. Right. So yeah, when should I drink them?
Right. Okay. So if we go through with cordyceps, lion's mane is good in the morning. Mm-hmm. Your focus, your energy. Cordyceps can carry on throughout the day if you're working out. You do go for a run. You need a little boost of energy before you get back to work.
Okay.
Reishi is definitely more your evening one. That little calm, take the edge of the end of the day. Chaga tremella throughout, I would say. The effects of them are neither energetic or mind focused. So yeah.
Okay. How long do these, if someone was to start trying them, how long would it take to notice?
So I mean, listen, it's
because that's one thing that people always ask.
Of course. Yeah. The thing I try to explain a little bit is that we're all very different people, going through very different things in our lives at different stages. So keeping that in mind, maybe I'll take, and after a week, I start to feel, a little bit more sprightly, a little bit more focused.
Okay.
The next person might need 2 to 3 weeks. But I would say, that 2 to 3 weeks is a good marker.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I think like everything, like your supplements, for example, you need to take consistently.
Yeah. And also the time of day as well is important,
sure.
which was one of the reasons why I asked the question. So, okay, so before we move on to the yoga section, where can people get their hands on the pouches, the tins, and also, are you doing anything Christmassy?
Right.
Are there any gift packages that maybe we could give people?
Yeah. So they are available through my website, which is ShroomBar.life.
.life, and I'll put that in the show notes.
Great. And I have them with 3 retailers in Nicosia. And I have them with a couple of one nutritionist and one holistic therapist.
Okay.
I can.
Should we?
Names
please.
If you want.
Do.
So on the retail side, they are available at Historia, restaurant in Nicosia, Cantina, which is a gourmet deli, and the Cyprus Vitamin Shop, which is an online vitamin shop.
Okay.
And then Alexia Bodamidou, who you know very well, is stocking them in her practice, as is Glidos Cholis.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So you can find them in any of these places.
Okay.
Online.
I'll put that information in the show notes for whoever wants to. But it's well worth going onto the website.
Yeah, I'm trying to add make it educational because it's something very new. And what I'm understanding is that maybe 1 in 10 people know about them.
Yeah.
And 1 in 20 people has tried them.
Yeah.
So it's really starting from the beginning. I'm not the only one that's doing this. There are other people.
Okay.
But, through doing a few markets here and there, I'm understanding the importance of education and sampling.
Yeah.
So go onto the website. There's different info on there.
There is a lot of information on there, which you will find quite helpful. Gift.
So gift. Yeah. So I left it a little bit late, as you do.
As you do.
As you do. But I realised about a week ago that I'd be attending this event this coming weekend.
Okay.
And then I had the bright idea of, it was almost shit. It's Christmas in a month's time. It might be a good idea to create a little gift something.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've put together something with the blends.
Okay.
So a small gift box with the coffee blend, which is Clarity.
Okay.
You get a small French press and a little glass with it.
Ooh.
So you're ready to go. And then with the Flourish and Serenity, the other 2, you get a little handheld whisk and a glass.
Excellent.
So
there's absolutely no excuse.
The gadgets are there
to not try it out.
Exactly.
I love it. Okay. All right. And those will be available by the time.
Those
unless you sell out at the bloody market, and then we're.
But you can always message me. I'm
we will put
email, call, message. I'm open to
information in there.
Yeah.
You mentioned Christmas is coming up. And, it can be a stressful time for some people. For others, it's lovely. But normally it is quite stressful. So apart from the tips and advice that I would like you to offer people, let's go into the yoga part, which you've been doing for years now. Everything that needs to be said about yoga has been said. We know time and time again that it's just one of the most beneficial things that you can do for yourself. So obviously we're not going to be preaching to the choir here. We're going to try and get people who have not tried yoga out to try it out. And maybe Christmas, being such a stressful time, having some time off work at the same time, though, might be an ideal way to start getting into it. So one of the questions that I wanted to ask you was, how would you advise someone who has never, ever tried yoga before to gently get into it? What would you recommend? What are the ways? Is it a YouTube video? Is it an application? Is it just lie on the floor and do whatever feels right? Is it breathing? What is it? What is it that you would recommend to someone who's thinking about giving it a go but is a bit doubtful?
Yeah. Okay. So I think where we are today, you could, as you just mentioned, you could start with a YouTube video or an app just to test the water a little bit and see if it's something that you enjoy.
Okay.
You know, the way that the body's moved, whether there's focus on the breath or not. You know,
Should they? I was going to say, should they be focused on maybe finding a video that says beginners or a short video, or what should catch their attention and get them going?
Yeah, I mean, because it you know, it can differ very much depending on the teacher and the style of yoga. So I would say beginners is obviously a good place to start. You know, the length is not that important.
It's
because
not.
you can do what you want to do for yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, based on how you feel. But what I would say is that give that a go, but at the same time, when you're ready, and when I say when you're ready, don't overthink it, but give a proper class a go, you know, because being in front of another human is so important.
Yeah.
You know, the energy, the connection, the information that's passed, being around other people and practicing really gives it a lift.
And there's just, you know, because I've done both classes and followed along YouTube videos. I haven't done yoga in a very, very long time, actually. It's been replaced by my Pilates 3 times a week, which is...
that's good.
Well, just about... it's good.
It's good.
At least I'm doing something, but I do miss it.
Let me know when.
I do miss the yoga. So there's just something about the vibes in a class when you're doing yoga. It's very different to just laying out the mat at home and getting started with a YouTube video.
Yeah, I think, you know, if we talk about healing, a big part of what can cause illness and disease is our environment. So sometimes it's good just to step out of your environment. So in this case with yoga especially, leaving the house, going to an actual space that's, you know, prepared and ready for a class, helps you to detach a little bit more, you know.
Enter a different zone.
Completely, you know, because I'm sure some people, they might sit down and put a video on and get ready to get going, and then their kid will scream in the background or their husband or wife will be on the phone, or, you know, mum comes knocking at the door. You know, and detachment is key. You need to almost cut off from the outside world. That's the practice, that you can move inwards.
It's half the point of it, isn't it, really?
Exactly. So, you know, give it a go at home, but you do need that, almost like that little retreat into a studio where it's calm, it's peaceful, and you're there for one purpose, which will help you, you know, achieve.
A lot of people are probably like thinking now that I'm not going to go and ridicule myself and embarrass myself in a class.
I did.
So, okay,
yeah,
go.
I went through that. I was the, you know, the stiff, least flexible person that I know, who, you know, turned up in a yoga class, did 2 classes and gave it up, you know.
Wow.
So that was me.
It sounds
you know, I couldn't bend over.
Yeah.
I couldn't, you know, touch my toes or anything. I went to lift my arm and nearly pulled a muscle. You know, so that was me. And what I would say is, you know, if you turn up in a class, you move at your level and you listen to your body. I wasn't listening to my body. I was looking at everybody else and trying to follow. Whereas if I had been a little bit more conscious and listened to my body and have known not to go all the way down to the toes, but to move up to my shins and take a few breaths, I would have been just fine, you know? So what I would say is don't be overwhelmed by turning up in a class. There's a lot of classes that, you know, are open to all levels. based on the type of yoga that's taught or the pace of the class or how powerful it might be. So there are classes that are open to, when I say everyone, I mean everyone of any age, shape, form, size, whatever, you know?
Yeah. There is. That's true. So are you doing classes?
Yes, I am.
You are? Okay.
Yeah, I am.
So where, when?
Yeah, so I'm doing additional to private classes that I do.
Oh,
so
you
I
do
do
private
privates,
as well?
And my
Brilliant.
privates, I turn up at people's places.
Excellent.
Not unannounced, pre-planned.
Okay.
But I go to people's places, and we do a little practice.
Oh, we can dress you up as Santa and deliver you to a house to do a yoga class. That would be our gift.
Wow.
What an excellent idea. No, that is brilliant because as you just said, I mean, you know, a lot of times you do, you know, get out of the house, go and do a class. But, you know, reality is that there's not a lot of times when you can just like...
Yeah, and I mean, you know, you get people who might be going through something in life.
That's true too, as well.
You know,
yeah.
and they need a little bit more specific in attention, in the movement. You know, some people, they just need to talk, you know.
Yeah.
So a private class works really well.
Okay.
You know, very much more focused on where people are in their life.
Brilliant. And then you do the classes.
I do the classes, which at the moment it's at the centre, it's called.
Okay.
In the centre of town.
Okay.
I'm there on a Thursday morning and a Saturday morning. And then I recently started a class in a park Sunday mornings, it's so beautiful.
How's that going?
Really well.
Yeah?
I mean, it's called Prodromo Park, the space. I don't know if you're familiar with it. There used to be like a little restaurant and a kiosk there many years ago.
And then they had a bunch of boxes for cats.
Yes,
which
they're still kind of there.
Are they there?
Yeah,
because last time I was there, they moved them. I was really quite upset because...
No, they're still
there. All
Yeah,
right, maybe they were just cleaning up or something.
Yeah, we get the odd cat joining the class and, you know...
Those cats in that park, they have such an attitude. I love them.
Oh, unbelievable.
They're, you know, it's
especially the ginger ones.
The ginger ones.
The ginger ones, yeah. Fearless.
Oh, God.
So, yeah,
okay.
we're there on a Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Under the eucalyptus trees, which are the beautiful high trees.
Yes. You know, well, we could just leave it here. You've given us everything that we need to get started in that resting and relaxful atmosphere. But what more would you recommend to people who... You know, we're going through stressful times, Demetri, aren't we?
We are.
A lot of changes, a lot of division, a lot of hate. As parents, we're worried about our kids, social media. There's just like, everywhere you look, there's something to worry about. There's a problem that's rearing its head. So I would like for you, if you could, for people who are... planning on having a few days of rest over Christmas, what would you recommend to them? Right. How could they... It's not, I you know, when I say rest, I don't just mean physically, like just...
Deeper
bravo,
rest.
Deep. Deep rest, deep relaxation.
Yeah. So basically, I fully agree with everything you said. And I personally used to feel this a lot at Christmas time. I think my senses used to go crazy.
Overwhelmed.
Really.
Yeah, got to do this, got to do that, got to be there, got to do... That's the other thing. One, I was going to say, I'm interrupting you, but one thing that I have been doing over the last 3 or 4 Christmases is saying no.
Yeah.
No, I can't come out tonight for this party. No,
People think that you're crazy or you're ill or what's wrong with Eleni?
I used to come up with excuses, but now people just know. They just know she's not coming. It's nothing personal. She just doesn't want to leave the house, and she doesn't want to have to do something. And that is fine. There you go.
You know, you have to draw certain lines.
Yes.
For self-preservation, because. You know, if you're not preserved, how do you operate?
Yes.
Especially at a busy time like Christmas, where there's lots of demands.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was going to say, you know, it's your senses are driven wild and crazy. Maybe too much food, alcohol, bright lights, loud music if you go to certain places.
Yeah.
It's enough to unsettle your nervous system, even if you're balanced. I mean, I had an experience recently, Brodara, in the summer.
Brodara, do that to you.
That main road at night, which I haven't exposed myself to so many people, such loud music, so many lights, for a very long time.
Yeah.
And, I do my yoga, I do my breathing daily, and I stepped on that street with my family, and all of a sudden, I just felt my nervous system just start to like almost tighten and on edge a little bit. And, so Christmas can be the same.
Yep.
And then comes the demands of financial demands.
That's true.
You need to deliver if you've got a family. There's commitment there. If you're hosting, you're the one that's been hosting each year, then you are expected to host.
Yeah.
And it goes on and on. So what I would say is self-care. And self-care can be looked upon as being selfish, but it's not. Because if you don't look after yourself, like I said before, you can't operate, you can't move out into the world.
Exactly.
Okay? So it starts with you, it starts with what helps you calm, what helps you be a little still, and what helps you just focus on yourself. Okay? What I would say, creating a little ritual at home. Yeah. Find a space. Everybody's asleep. The kids, the husband, the cat, the dog. It's peaceful. Nighttime or even morning, just set your alarm to wake up an extra half an hour, 45 minutes. If you get into this, I'm sure you will thank me because the benefits are endless. Okay? So create your little space, light a candle, a nice comfortable cushion, even a nice chair. Stare out the window, push your phone to the side, and just bring your focus to yourself and to your breath. And maybe you will start and it will be sitting down for 2 minutes and your mind will be scattered and all over the place. But if you do it a second, third, and fourth day, and you make it into a little routine, slowly, your nervous system will start to calm.
Okay.
Your mind will start to declutter a little bit. And then it becomes easier just to be still. And when you're still, the benefits are endless. Creativity, just your overall health, mind health, heart health. Just by being still and breathing, it's the most underestimated thing in life. And it still baffles me so much because we're not taught to breathe.
Not only are we not taught to breathe or taught to sit still, Demetri, we are literally told that doing exactly what you described now
is lazy, is,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's lazy.
Conditioning.
It's selfish. It's useless. It's pointless.
Yeah. Whereas it's the opposite of everything you just said.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't slow down and if you can't, tell somebody to be still, and it's probably the most challenging thing in life at the moment.
Agreed.
Because of all these external influences that are dictating our lives. So this is where this practice of breathing is a detachment of your senses from the outside world so that you can move inwards and so that you can focus on yourself. And once you're able to do that, you're able to start, being more aware, understanding more about yourself, feeling more than thinking. And when I say feeling, those messages that we get maybe from the gut, maybe from an ache in our shoulder or in our neck that we just push to the side and suppress, and we push on for Christmas shopping or for, that commitment we've got, instead of, listening to it, sitting with it, breathing through it.
Yeah.
allowing things to come up. Okay, I'm moving a little bit further down the line here.
Yeah.
But this is like the end goal.
Yeah.
And it starts with ourselves.
Okay. Told you he was good.
What? So what was the first thing you just did there when I finished talking?
I went,
You took a deep breath and you released your breath.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I can do that. No problem. I can do that.
You're halfway there.
Not a problem. Thank you so much for coming on the show and for sharing your restful wisdom with us. Is there anything that you would like to wish the audience, seeing as it's Christmas? Don't say have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, I think this time of year, just calm and peace, pretty much what I said, and a lot of self-love and generally love and presence. I think I kind of said this to you before we got on.
He didn't say presents as in
gift
gifts.
presence.
He means
presence as in being here
present.
now. Yeah. So and I think this is my lingering thought for this season. We can give a lot of physical gift presents, but actually being present for our family, I think it's the biggest gift.
Yeah.
Where we find ourselves now.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much. Bye.